Hello everyone to the best worst sword and shield draft. Now what does that mean? Well, basically there are 12 people in this draft, and we did like a power ranking which basically ranks people from best to worst, and I finished last. I mean technically I finished second last, but the only reason why I finished second last is because I rated myself really highly. And so if I didn't include my own ranking, I would have finished last. And so because of that, I'm technically the worst team, just based on preseason odds. But I really like my team like a lot, so I'm calling it the best worst sword and shield draft. So here are the rules: Regulation 5, best of 3, 10 Pokemon, 100 points, 12 players, and I was the 9th pick. So similar to the last draft, I drafted Mega Blastoise because it was good outside of its Mega and good inside of its Mega, and I want to do something similar. And there was a great option in Dragapult, which I think is probably the best Pokemon in draft specifically, because it's an amazing draft Pokemon outside of Dynamaxing it, but then in Dynamax it's incredible as well. And so there was a few options like that, like Rillaboom is incredible inside and outside of Dynamax, but I actually went with Gyarados. So I've actually never used this thing in draft, and I've always wanted to. Like Gyarados is one of my favorite Pokemon. It's incredibly strong in Gen 8 because it gets Bounce. And Bounce is a big deal because Max Airstream is crazy strong. If I use Bounce, I think it's 130 base power, Flying Stab, which is offensively one of the best types in the game, and it increases my speed, my own speed and my partner's speed by 1. That's crazy. But also, that's just in its Dynamax form. It gets a Power Whip, it gets Waterfall, it gets Earthquake, it gets Iron Head for some reason. It gets so many coverage options, and like for example, Iron Head is not that strong, but Max Steel Spike, first of all, it goes up to like 120 base power, and it increases my defense. Like there's so many like unique ways of using Dynamax Gyarados, which I'm really hyped with. But then regular Gyarados is really strong because it's a great support Pokemon. It gets Intimidate, which is really useful. It gets Thunder Wave, Icy Wind, Taunt. Like there's a lot of ways it can support. It can even learn things like Dragon Dance first, and then I can Dynamax. I'm really hyped, honestly. Some teams will have like Defiant or Competitive or something, so then I'll run Moxie. Moxie is really useful to have. I'm really hyped. Like it reminds me of my Blastoise pick, where it's just a very versatile mon. It's even a water type as well. Yeah, really hyped with this pick. And then the next pick, I wanted my second Dynamax just to get my Dynamax Pokemon out of the way, and I wanted one of the strongest special attackers in the game. And I got, in my opinion, just purely like in base power, I think Porygon Z has the most damage output like in this format. It's actually crazy. I remember using this thing back when I used to play Sword and Shield competitively, and Porygon Z was always so frightening to come up against because it one-shots everything. Like if you don't resist Adaptability, Hyper Beam, Max Special Attack, you're dead. Like there's nothing you can do about it. Even like resisted like to a Corviknight, it does like 70% like every time. And the good thing about Dynamaxing it is that you don't have to recharge Hyper Beam. You could just use it 3 times in a row. It's terrifying. Yeah, really happy with this pick. The good thing with Gyarados is that it lowers their attack, and so it can actually it allows Porygon Z to survive some hits, which is really nice. It also is a great Scarf user because it gets first of all, I can Scarf Hyper Beam, which kind of acts like a Final Gambit on Annihilate, but you just delete something. But it also gets Electro Web and Icy Wind, which works really well with Gyarados. They're both not fast, but they're actually faster than you think because this format is so slow. Like I'm so used to Gen 9 where it's like Fluttermane with like 135 base speed, Sneasler is like 120, Shenpower is 135, like everything is incredibly fast. And so 90 base speed in that format feels so slow, but in this one is deceptively, like it's not fast, but it's definitely not slow either. So yeah, I'm really happy with this pick. There was a few people that wanted this Pokemon. I can use Download as well, which is really fun, but I'll probably be using Adaptability a lot more. It gets Thunderbolt as well, it gets Ice Beam, it gets Recover, which is nice. Yeah, I'm really happy with this pick. I can see myself using Scarf Porygon Z quite often. And so, okay, I got my 2 incredibly offensive Dynamax sweepers like out of the way. And now the next thing I really wanted was like a supportive Pokemon. And because a lot of the faster Pokemon were being drafted pretty quickly, I actually went on to get a Alolan Persian. So never used the thing before. Oh, by the way, I've used this thing before. It was really strong. I mainly used Scarf Hyper Beam. It was really strong. But yeah, this thing I never used before. Deceptively bulky because it gets Fur Coat. It can survive some super effective attacks on the physical side. It's really, really fast in this format, like crazy fast. It gets nice speed control with Icy Wind. It gets Fake Out, which is really nice. It's not as good in the Dynamax format because everyone can just Dynamax. But there's a lot of Pokemon that don't want to Dynamax, like Trick Room Mons, a few other Pokemon. I can't think of anything. But trust me, Fake Out is not that bad. And it gets Snarl, which is really useful because like lowering Dynamax Pokemon's attacks and having things like Light Screen and Reflect is really, really useful in this format. It gets Switcheroo, which is kind of fun. It gets Beat Up, which we'll talk about in the next pick. I'm really happy with this pick. There was a few people that wanted this pick as well. And the reason why I mentioned Beat Up is because I actually got Lucario. So Justified Beat Up is a very popular strategy in Dynamax specifically. I was actually thinking about Cobalion. The only thing is that it was like really expensive. It was like 14 or 15 points. And Lucario is the exact same typing and it's not that much worse. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get it. But like, that's the main reason why I drafted Lucario is because of Justified. But there's a lot of things it can do. First of all, I like how it's both physically and specially offensive. It allows, like, I love that in draft because then I can just bring a different set every single week. It gets Heal Pulse. I love Heal Pulse so much. 90 base speed is not that bad. Does it get Final Gambit? I actually don't know. Like, I know it gets it in Gen 9, so I'm assuming it gets it in Gen 8. I didn't even consider that. That's actually some cool tech. That's nice. 8 points, by the way. That's really cheap. This is basically a budget Cobalion, so... And also, this thing is deceptively bulky. First of all, its typing is really good. Having a quad resistance to Rock is so useful because I have a few Pokemon who are weak to Rock, including Gyarados. And because of Max Steel Spike raising your defense, and then Dynamax doubling your HP, you can actually survive a lot of super effective attacks. So I'm really excited to use this thing. I'm intending to use this both as a Dynamax and a regular form as well. Like 110 base attack close combat, like that's a lot of damage. So yeah, I'm really excited to use Lucario. Never used that thing before either. And then next up, what a bargain. Like, I'm so happy. I almost drafted this thing like a couple rounds earlier because I was afraid that other people would draft it, but I drafted it a bit late, but I ended up getting it, which I'm super happy with. To be fair, there was a lot of good budget mons, but this one is like one of the best in my opinion. 29 base speed Trick Room Pokemon, which I'm really, really excited to use. It gets one of the best moves in the game, Yawn. Like, in my opinion, top 3 moves in a Dynamax format, because if they Dynamax and then I Yawn, then they're either forced to switch out or they fall asleep and then they lose Dynamax turns. Like, that's really, really useful. Really bulky. 116 HP with 95 special defense is crazy. Like, this thing is bulkier than an Amoonguss. Like, I know it has worse typing, but like, yeah, really, really bulky. It gets Helping Hand, Thunder Wave, Psychic moves. Yeah, does it get Recover? I don't think so, but it gets some sort of recovery, I forget now. But yeah, really, really happy with this pick. It was important for me to stop opposing Trick Room, so the fact that it gets Imprisoned is really nice. It even gets Telepathy, which is nice. So yeah, for 5 points, I was extremely happy with this pick. And part of the reason why I drafted it is because it works really well with my next Pokemon, Rhyperior. I mean, Rhydon, fuck. Rhyperior was 14 points, which was crazy expensive, and I almost drafted it. But Rhydon is like basically the same Pokemon, just slightly worse. I actually have the stats down here on the bottom right. Those are Rhyperior stats. And as you can see, they're like 10 points in every stat higher. But Rhydon, first of all, can hold the Eviolite, so it's actually bulkier than Rhydon if I want to use an Eviolite set. But being 8 points cheaper for basically the same Pokemon, like, ended up being like a bargain, like a no-brainer for me. So, deceptively strong. 130 base attack is crazy. It's stronger than Gyarados. With Weakness Policy and Solid Rock, I can use it next to Mashana. I can set up Trick Room and then Magic Leaf into my own Rhydon, set up my Weakness Policy and start one-shotting things. I can even click Earthquake next to Mashana, which is really nice. But a huge reason why I drafted it as well is because of Lightning Rod. my team would be very weak to electric if I didn't draft this Pokemon, but now they have to think twice every single time when they use an electric move, just purely because I have Rhydon. Probably the most important Pokemon on this team, purely because of Lightning Rod, and also because it's a Trick Room sweeper, so really happy with this pick. I think for 6 points, like 2 amazing budget mons in a row, and so because of that, I still have 40 points, and I still have quite a few picks left, and so I started splashing out on a few more high quality Pokemon, and next up is Corviknight. Really excited to use this. I've used Corviknight before, actually on the same team as Porygon Z, and it was the MVP. It was incredibly strong. I love Iron Defense Body Press. It's one of my favorite sets in the game. It gets Tailwind, which is really nice. There's actually, surprisingly, not that many Tailwind users in this format, and so to still get one this late into the draft was really nice. It's weak to Electric, but I have Lightning Rod as well, and so the main weakness it has is Fire. But I have a lot of Pokemon that resist Fire, like Gyarados, so that's really nice. It gets Roost as well. So the main set I used when I used it before was like Iron Defense, Body Pressed, Roost, and then like a 4th move, and that like it just did so well into every team because its typing is incredible. In my opinion, it's actually the best typing in the game. I know people say Steel and Fairy is incredibly strong, but Flying and Steel is unbelievable. Only 2 weaknesses. Yeah, it's actually a G-Max Pokemon as well if I wanted to use it as well. I could max Airstream if I want. It gets Power Trip and like Bulk Up as well. I never end up using that in my other draft, but I might use that in this draft. Like that sounds like a really fun set. So yeah, I'm really happy with this pick. I know how strong it is. So it gets Mirror Armor as well, which is really useful. If I go up against opposing Intimidate, which sucks for Gyarados, I can just lead Corviknight as well next to Gyarados. So yeah, really happy with this pick. And then next up, I pick Volcarona. I've always wanted to use this thing, like so badly. It's so good. So this thing like hates rock types, but luckily Lucario quad resists rock, and also Rhyperior is really good against rock as well. This thing is so versatile. It can run like a Rage Powder, Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sunset. It can run Quiver Dance, Heatwave set. It's a decent Dynamax Pokemon with like weakness policy. Yeah, I'm really excited to use this Pokemon. I originally had Fungus on this team, but like it basically fulfills the same role by just clicking Rage Powder. And by using the right berries and stuff, I can make this thing super bulky, like physically as well. So yeah, I'm really excited to use Volcarona. It gets Flame Body as well, which is really useful in the Dynamax format. Yeah, really happy with this pick. And then next up, I'm really like, this is such a good pick. There was quite a few good Pokemon for just 1 point, but Dracloak is one of the best in my opinion. First of all, it's really fast in this format. The thing is, like, when I drafted it, I thought it got Light Screen and Reflect, and it doesn't, which sucks. But it does get Will-O-Wisp, which is even better than Reflect, so that's nice. It gets Thunder Wave, it gives me more speed control. It gets things like Draco Meteor and like a ghost move. Like, it was a physical ghost move, I forgot what it's called now, but yeah, like I needed both Dragon and Ghost on my typing, like, because Fighting was a bit of a problem and Electric was a bit of a problem, so getting a Dragon and Ghost type was really nice. There was something else it got, like, which was really useful for its speed. I can't remember now, but yeah, really happy with this pick a lot. And then the last Pokemon could have been so many things. I drafted things like Pyukumuku for a second, no, what's it called? Pincurchin for a second Lightning Rod user. I also drafted Fungus at one point, and then I ended up changing it like yesterday into Abomasnow. And that's actually because I have Mega Abomasnow on my Blastoise team, and I'm really impressed, like a lot. And I realized that like Aurora Veil is probably really strong in this format, and so I ended up getting it. I actually like Grass and Ice quite a lot. I know everyone gives shit for it because it's 4 times weak to fire. It has like 7 weaknesses or something, but it has some key resistances like electric and ground and grass and water, like some key resistances. So really happy with this pick. Gives me weather control as well. Scarf Blizzard is not bad as well. I can also use Tailwind Blizzard. I can use Ice Shard weakness policy as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with this pick. So here's my team. This is the worst team in the entire 12-person format. I genuinely like. Some people have told me like they actually really like my team, like one of the best. Like I'm really excited to use this team. My team's a little bit weak to fighting and rock, but the Pokemon that resist those types are really good. So I'm happy with that. I have Tailwind, I have Trick Room, I have Fake Out, I have Rage Powder, I have everything I really need. I have 3 amazing Dynamax Pokemon, which is Gyarados, Porygon Z, and Lucario. But even things like Volcarona, Corviknight, and I wonder if Bulbasaur is a good Dynamax Pokemon. Oh, and Rhydon, of course. So yeah, I have a lot of Dynamax options, but I do have 3 that I intend to use more than the others. Having things like Lightning Rod is so useful for this team. I'm really happy with this team. I think if I can improve upon it, I think not enough Pokemon benefit from Max Airstream from Gyarados. Like if I lead Gyarados Porygon and I Max Airstream, then Porygon gets a speed boost, which is really OP. But other than Porygon, like Corviknight and Volcarona, and Lucario does benefit from it, but I wish I had more Pokemon that benefited from Max Airstream. I think another Trick Room sweep would have been nice as well. Rhyperior is my main one, but Abomasnow is decent in Trick Room as well. Mega Abomasnow is amazing in Trick Room, but regular Abomasnow, because Blizzard's such a high base power attack, it can do pretty well, because like Alola Ninetales only has 81 special attack, and yet Blizzard hits pretty hard, and so Abomasnow is even higher than that. So yeah, really excited for this draft. The way it works is that there's 5 weeks initially, and then if you do really well in those 5 weeks, sorry, if you don't do horribly basically in those 5 weeks, then you move on to the next phase, which is like another 3 weeks, and then playoffs start. So yeah, I'm hyped. Like, I'm really hyped. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think of this draft. I'm really happy with it. Let me know what you guys think, and you will see some videos of me versing people with this draft. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. So yeah.